Hello and welcome to this Odoo live stream. My name is Matthias Meyer and I'm here with Denis Lidou, Odoo Guru and the man in charge of Odoo Upgrades. Thank you for joining us. Why this session? We did a session like this, a session about upgrades at the Odoo experience, and we had very good feedback. Our account managers told us that especially Odoo partners found it helpful due to the great technical insight that Denny was able to give. So this is the first, but maybe not the last of such sessions. For us, a bit of an experiment, and we're obviously eager for you to give us your feedback at the end. Please ask us questions in the live chat. So in this session, we want to give you another opportunity to effectively ask us anything. You can ask us about the upgrade process, maybe information we provide that is not clear enough, maybe about the way we handle support tickets. And of course, please ask us the most difficult technical questions you can think of, because that's why we have Denis here. So while you post your questions in the live chat, I want to give a quick recap of what we have done in the upgrades team in 2021 and what has changed. First and foremost, we completely changed the way we create the upgrade scripts in the first place. We already started this in late 2020. Now the developers, whenever they develop a new app, a new feature, whenever something changes in Odoo, they don't only write the code for that new feature, they also write at the same time the upgrade script. These upgrade scripts are then reviewed by the upgrade team instead of the upgrade team writing all the upgrade scripts themselves. This made us a lot quicker in terms of the time between releasing a new version and releasing the upgrade path to that new version. I think this year, between the official launch of the new version and the launch of the version 15 upgrade path, we had less than 2 months. Another important change was the new upgrade server, which Denis and his colleagues created. Maybe, Denis, you want to add a few words on why that was necessary?
Okay, so mainly the old platform that we call now the legacy platform, it has been developed like 10 years ago, and the technology is advanced since then. So we believed that it was a new opportunity to create a new platform. And with this new platform, we can handle more databases and bigger databases. With the old platform, some big databases were to be handled manually by support employees. And now with the new platform, almost any kind of database, any big database can be handled by the platform. For instance, we didn't have at this point a database that the new platform couldn't handle automatically without the intervention of an employee of the support. And it can handle more databases at a time. And for instance, we upgrade databases like 1,000, even 2,000 a day, because we try to upgrade database coming from the SaaS to test them and propose to the SaaS users to upgrade if it works. And those upgrades are performed by the same servers than the regular upgrades. And this is why we thought that it was necessary to develop a new platform.
Cool, thank you, Denis. From a service and support perspective, the most important change we made in 2021 is that we internally changed the process, added another level in our project management, so that now we can work project by project, upgrade project by upgrade project, rather than ticket by ticket. This made a huge difference to our customers, because once we once we're able to get back to you with a ticket, we start the project, and any subsequent ticket a customer might submit as part of the upgrade project, it will immediately get responded to by the person who's assigned to the project, rather than joining the beginning of the queue as it was before. So the person who is assigned to a project gets immediately a notification and is able to respond much quicker. So a big recommendation in terms of upgrade is please always submit a support ticket right away, that first support ticket that will join the project, the upgrade project in the queue. And from the time we respond, we will be with you all the way until you upgrade your live environment. I also want to say that the team has been growing massively over the last year. We managed to triple the team, the technical team we have here in Belgium, and we doubled the team we have in India only for upgrades. Another important change we did in 2021 is also the new Upgrade Webpage. That is the page anybody who Googles Odoo and Upgrade will see first. And we segmented this site now very clearly into SaaS or Odoo Online, Odoo SH, and the platform on-premise. This helps a lot to clarify many questions about the process, because the process is slightly different for those three platforms. And the customers, as well as you as partners, have on the one hand a quick recap of what the process for a particular platform is, and on the other side, for Odoo SH or on-premise, you also have the opportunity to upload the database for an upgrade request, or you see the command line tool for on-premise. I quickly also want to mention what's to come. What we developed in 2021 is what we would regard as a rolling upgrade process. For now, this is only something for SaaS customers, but we now have an internal automated process that submits upgrade requests of SaaS databases unnoticed to the customer. And if this process succeeds, meaning the upgrade goes through flawlessly and there are no major issues, no views disabled, etc., we will suggest to the admin of the database via an internal prompt in Odoo that they upgrade to the next version. So these are more incremental updates, and it can also be not from one version to the other, but it will be in the future also from example 15.2 to 15.3. In 2022, we want to make it also easier for Odoo SH customers to upgrade their database. Currently, Odoo SH customers still need to take a dump themselves, download it, and then upload it via the Odoo web portal. In the future, this should be possible similar to Odoo Online via the GUI. And another thing we will focus on in 2022 is how you as partners keep track of the upgrade projects of your customers. We hope to provide more information about that by about mid next year, but this is one of the focuses we set ourselves as a team. Another one is to continue to improve the communication, to let you know on a regular basis where things stand. And of course, to continue to increase the team as Odoo is growing very quickly, and also the upgrade requests are becoming more and more. Now, let's see what questions we already have. I'm being helped today by Julie, who's sending me the questions. Julie, I don't have a question here yet. Do we have any questions?
I was waiting for Julie, but if nothing comes up, I can already answer one question, which was, okay, we have a question from Julie. Okay, so for the new script, would it be possible to add an option to define database connections, especially when we have all infrastructure running in Kubernetes, even our database server is Kubernetes? So basically, this is a question for me. I think it already works. Yeah, really. I think it already works because you can use the Postgres environment variables. So you can define, for example, the port using PG port. You can specify the host using PG host, and the password and the user as well. So I think it already works as long as the connection and the connection of the origin database server is the same than the target server. What wouldn't work is if the origin server is not the same than the target server, and for that we could do a feature for that if we really have a need. Up to now, nobody asks for this, so we didn't do it. But if the origin and the target servers are the same, it already works through the environment variables, so PG port, PG host, PG password, and PG user, I think. I'm almost sure of it.
Okay, I hope this is clear enough. We have the next question already from Carolina Fernandez. Do you migrate a database from community to enterprise? Well, yes, but
we only do that actually. We when you submit a database to the Upgrade platform, whether it's a community one or an enterprise one, we send you back an enterprise one.
I just would like to add that for a migration from community to enterprise, obviously always get in touch with the sales manager or account manager first. They then usually notify us. We create a ticket right away. You can also create a ticket right away informing us that you want to move from community to enterprise and upgrade. The process is that you first move to enterprise, to the enterprise version, and then upgrade the database. Okay, Ivan Torres is asking, what about CFDI 4.0 for Mexico? We don't want to repeat the same history of Carta Porte, where you deliver the solution 4 days after the mandatory date.
Yeah, I guess that it's about the accounting localization for Mexico. I'm not sure it's really related to upgrades because it's a feature within Odoo standard, so it's not really directly meant for upgrades. I am not sure how I can answer that question. I guess that now the feature is available, and I guess that in the future, when there will be a change, we will do an effort to make sure it's there for the mandatory date. But it's not really up to the upgrade services. It's not really related to upgrade services. If I understood the question correctly, as it's a features within Odoo itself, it's not really about upgrades.
Even we are aware that there was an issue with the accounting localization. As far as I know, it is fixed now. If you have any further questions regarding that, Julie will share an Odoo pad afterwards where you can maybe clarify what questions you still might have regarding that, and I will get back to you. So the next question is from Simon Miller. When will it be possible to update a staging via GUI in 2022. Do you have a timeline for this? I guess that
So
is regarding SH.
I guess as well.
And
But
do you have an
yeah,
answer
I'm
for
not sure
that?
what the question is, but I guess that it's about the integration about the Upgrade platform and Odoo SH. So basically, to be able to test the upgrade to the next version using a one-click button. I know they are still developing it, and if this is the question, I think it will be available this year. But that's all I know. I know they are developing it, and most likely will be available this year. I'm not sure if it will be first quarter or last quarter, but I think it will be developed for this year. I know that the solution is already developed. They are currently reviewing it. If that's the question. If it's not the question, then maybe you can specify what was the question exactly.
Okay. Alex Wells, one of our clients, has a DB of over 36 GB, and the download of the backup times out. How can this be avoided? Of course, an upgrade cloud would avoid this, would be better. Well, then he will say it should not time out, right?
Well, it depends what kind of hosting you have. It's if it's an on-premise database, then and you are using the database manager for this, then you should just increase the parameter of the server, which is called limit time CPU and limit at wheel, and you increase it until the database manager is able to back up the database. And it's only if you are using the database manager and the upload form. For a database of this size, you should actually use the command line that will take care to dump the database from your server, then upload it to the platform using SSH, and there won't be any timeout possible. So my recommendation for a database of this size would be to use the command line. I know that it's a bit technical, but it's meant for that. It's meant for big databases. You will avoid the timeout, and in addition, it will be way faster because with the command line option, you are able to use the parallelization of the dump and the restore. So the dump and the restore will be way faster than if you use the upload form. So my recommendation is use the command line, even if it requires a bit of technical skill and you have to learn a bit about it, but it's worth it.
And just to reiterate, right, Denis, with the command line, there is no size limit. It could be 500 gig.
Yeah, there is no size limit, and actually, when you do multiple tests, we recover back the last dump. So when you upload a new request, a new test upgrade request, it's only uploading the difference between your last dump and the new dump. So if you have a 500 gig backup, it will only upload the difference once you already have one test. So it will be way faster as well if you use the command line only for that.
Okay. Then we have a question from Omidu. Do you plan to offer premium support for partners? I guess that's a question for me. We did have that question a lot in the past. There was the clear answer that we cannot. But for the support, we said that in 2022, we do want to look what we can do for partners to make it better, to make it easier, to get a better overview, and to offer them better access to us when they are in a situation, when they are with a customer, etc., etc. So one thing I can already tell you, you will have, or maybe you have already, we're testing this in beta at the moment. You will have a link to a live chat, which will get to us directly. This only exists at the moment for partners. Like I said, it's being tested. The pickup is not too much yet. I'm not sure to how many with how many partners we started trialing it, but we already said that this is something we're gonna roll out to all partners. that you will get this link, and via this link you will have access to a live chat that comes directly to the Odoo Upgrade during normal business hours. But we will also then extend this, so this live chat being manned when the offices in India start, and it will stop only when the offices in San Francisco close. I hope this answers the question. I might want to add to that, we are also changing, or we are developing a support app for Odoo, a help desk app. And one of my suggestions, requests for this app was that we can make a better distinction of between tickets from partners and tickets from customers. At the moment, it is so that tickets that are submitted get logged under the customer name. Some partners use their own subscription number, and then they come through as partners, but we then have to change it. So once we use the new help desk app, we will be able to make the distinction between partners and customers clearly, and then we can look how can we help partners better, or how can we prioritize tickets from partners. Okay, and the next question is from Maurice van Bilsen. Most or all production upgrades take place during evening and or weekend. Will you have upgrade specialists available during these hours? Well, we have a process where we should not be required to be on hand during the upgrade process, because we strongly recommend to do the last test upgrade after everything is fine, just before a production upgrade. And if that last test upgrade goes through without any issue, the production upgrade will as well. And we have practically no issues with that. If there are any particular concerns about the production upgrade in advance, we help to provide workarounds for time delays, etc., etc. But we don't have at the moment the capacity to provide team members live support for live production upgrades. I hope this answers the questions, even if it's not completely satisfactory. Okay, the next question is from, Denis left us. No, he's back.
I'm still there.
Denis Lehman, or Dennis Lehman probably, as done for Odoo source code, would it be possible to share a GitHub repository with the upgrade scripts? That's one for you, Denis.
Yeah, and the answer is sadly no. We still don't want to open source the upgrade script. What we might do is to open source the tools to upgrade. So meaning we have a set of helpers that we use to write the upgrade script that we use to help us to do the basic thing. And we might publish those tools so you can write your own upgrade script for your custom code. And if we do that, we will write with it along documentation to use these tools. So you might be able to write your upgrade script more easily than before for your custom code. But for the standard code, we won't. It's not aimed to publish our upgrade script at the moment. And it's not my decision, it's just a decision that the direction and the sales decided that we won't publish the upgrade script at the moment.
Okay, thank you. The next question is from NavyBits. One of our customers on Odoo Online lost his Odoo Studio customizations after upgrade. Also, website edits were not properly upgraded. How do we handle this? Well, the the studio customizations, if they are done properly and not, if no custom customizations are made in studio, but the proper studio tools are used, is fully supported. So please submit an upgrade ticket, and we will make sure that we fix this before the production upgrade happens. We did have issues with the new version with V15, particularly with the upgrade for the website app. I'm not sure if Denis has more insight of where we are with that and if there is already a fix for that.
So what I can add is that when we disable a studio view, it's written within the upgrade report, and so you can have the list of what is disabled and what is not. And then we are currently writing a pull request to automatically solve most cases, like when there is a field which is deleted or simply moved elsewhere in the view, there will be a kind of algorithm that we would solve this kind of studio view customization automatically. It's being reviewed, so we already tried it with some databases. For example, we had a case where 500 studio customization views were disabled, and thanks to that algorithm, it solved 300 of those automatically. So it's already something. We could do better, but I think we will deploy soon this algorithm that we will improve at each time we have a new case that we think we could solve automatically. And for the website, it's another pair of hands, because views from the website are not what we call computable, so it depends of what we send as variables to the view. It's a bit technical, but what we might do is to browse the website automatically. So for the moment, for the backend, we have a test unit test that will try to load every menu of the backend, and we want to do the same for the website. So if there is a traceback during the browsing of the website, the automatic browsing of the website, it will be noted, and maybe we will make it fail, the upgrade failed, and so we have a look to it and we solve it manually or maybe automatically according to the case.
Okay, the immediate advice for the immediate future before those fixes are in place is maybe to not or to advise your SaaS customers to not immediately go into production upgrade, but to first do a test upgrade and see what is disabled, and submit a support ticket, and we will have a look at it and help you fix it. Okay. The next question is, it says from Odoo Experts. From Odoo Experts, of course. We use now the Odoo version as a branch name, like 14.0 and 15.0. So if we want to migrate from 14.0 to 15.0, we need the 15.0 branch moved to production. First part of the question. The second part, but then we have to drop 14.0 first and we lose the file store. What is the best approach?
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's an SH question or an on-premise question. Maybe we should ask this before, like specify if it's an SH, an online, or an on-premise question.
Sure
I guess this is an
Odoo SH issue.
No, I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. But anyway, if it's an SH, if you upload your upgraded dump with your new branch, then you have to change the production. Now it's not the way it works on SH, so I don't think it's an SH question. I think it's an on-premise question. And if it's an on-premise question, if you use the command line, you have an option which is restore name, and you can choose to restore the database with this name. So for example, if you want to restore the upgraded dump within a 15, a cold database which is called 15, then you just specify this argument -- restore name 15, and everything will be done automatically with the command line. If it's an SH question, maybe specify it and I will try to answer it. But normally it's not the way it works in SH. In SH, you just upload your dump on the production branch, which is called normally either master, either production, but you don't change the database name when you upgrade on SH. So it's not the usual flow.
But trying to clarify that in Odoo SH, the test upgrade you would restore on a staging branch, but you can restore the upgraded test database, so for example, version 15 on version 14 branch. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct that you have to use another staging that you call something else, but then everything is handled automatically by the platform, so it would restore the file store automatically. So I don't think it's a problem on SH.
Okay. The next question is from Wilders. Hi guys, is the Odoo 12.0 version still supported for migration to 14 or 15? Yes. In fact, all versions are supported for upgrade to the latest version. Excuse me. Even though our support team only supports live databases, the last 3 versions, you can always upgrade from any version to the latest version, and we will support the upgrade. Just submit a ticket. Thank you. The next question is again from Wilders. We have a lot of customizations with Studio and Python code, not module, but with Studio. What is the best approach to migrate custom code? We tried to migrate, but we got broken views, etc. Thank you. Any insight in terms of custom code migrations, Danny?
I would say the same thing that you did. So basically you do a test database, then you know where you have custom code, so you test your flows where you potentially have the custom code, and if it's not working, then if you can solve your problem yourself, you try to solve it yourself. If you cannot, you just open a ticket, and the support services, the upgrade support services will do the changes for you. You just report where you have a problem and we will do the change. And the same things goes with the studio views. You still have the list of studio views which are disabled during the upgrade, and you can review them after the upgrade using that report. And if you want some of them to be solved, you just open a ticket and tell which view you want to have solved during the upgrade.
Just a little addition to what Denis said here. This is for custom code that has been developed by Odoo, and for that,
I guess
a subscription to the maintenance of customization exists. Unfortunately, otherwise we cannot support or give help with custom code and custom apps. We do have within Upgrades a separate department headed by Patricia, which supports customers with custom upgrades. But like I said, these customers need to have a subscription to the maintenance of customizations, and the code needs to be those developments needs to be made by Odoo in the first place. Hope that clarifies things. The next question is from Henk Westra. When we do an upgrade, the customer has to test this in a new branch. These branches are now dropped within a few weeks. Can't we get more time on this? I'm not sure what the time frame at the moment is of branches being dropped, but is that something you know about, Denis? Because I think if the branches, a test branch is created, those branches are not being dropped at all, are they?
no, but
if we talk about SH?
I think, again, I'm not sure if it's an SH question or an on-premise question. If it's an on-premise, I think what he means is that the test database are considered as trials. And with
Okay.
trials, after 15 days, you will have blocking UI and you won't be able to use your database. But yeah, basically, if that happens, what I would do is simply to request a new test database, because anyway, if it's 15 days ago, you might have new changes. So just request a new upgrade and restore the new upgrade dump that we sent you, and that will solve it. So you will be able to test your database again. I'm not sure if you have another solution for that.
And we
Maybe
also,
you would know.
do we not also provide a code with which the trial can be extended by 30 days?
1 minute, I have someone here.
Sorry. So we did, at least on the old server, provide extension code for 30 days for such databases. I'm 99% sure this is still the possibility, but I will clarify that for you and get back to you directly on that. Okay. The next question is from Wilders again. Thank you for asking so many questions. What is the best path to upgrade from 12 to 15? Do we need to go from 12 to 13 to 14 to 15, or is it possible to do it in one-shot migration? It is possible to go directly from 12 to 15. This happens completely automatically. So the upgrade server receives the version 12 database and basically applies all upgrade scripts until it goes to version 15, step by step. But this is an automated process. There's no need to do this separately and do anything manual about that. You can jump several versions at will. We recently upgraded from 8 to 15, also flawlessly. The next question is from Ignacio. What would happen if we sent the upgrade by command after some upgrades are corrupted or a wrong database? How can we warn you quickly in order to avoid changes in upgrade scripts? Let me just read it again. What would happen if we sent to upgrade by command after some upgrades are corrupted or a wrong database? How can we warn you quickly in order to avoid changes in upgrade scripts? I'm not sure why we would have to be warned quickly. I guess if the command line is wrong for the production upgrade, do you have a different answer for that, Denny?
Yeah, I'm not sure to understand the question either. I'm not sure what does mean a corrupted database or a wrong database, and no, I'm not sure to understand the question.
Ignacio, maybe you can clarify it a bit in the chat, and we'll try it again. The next question is from Marco. What are changes on the front end website code? I have a lot of issues updating from 14 to 15 with the website and e-commerce module. I think this is related to what you already mentioned about websites. Especially in the e-commerce model, we, I think until a few days ago, we had the issue that it wasn't possible to click on products. That is an issue that is resolved now. With the website, I think there are still some teething problems. Anything to add from you, Denny?
Yeah, if the question is what are the changes, I just can't list all the changes that occurred during the upgrade from 14 to 15. What I can tell is that if you have any kind of problem, open a ticket and we will see if we solve it specifically for you, or if it's a generic problem. And if that's the case, we will do a generic bug fix that will solve the issue for your database, but all databases that have the same issue as well. So what I would say, if you have that much problems, just open a ticket and with details about your problem, and we will solve it as fast as possible.
This is maybe something we can mention in general. This is our process that, especially in these early stages of moving to a new version, a lot of the tickets that are provided by customers and partners like yourself pertain to generic issues which we find, and it often takes a bit longer to provide a fix for those, um, and improve the upgrade script so that it doesn't happen for any consequent upgrades. I think there's a follow-up question from Ignacio, or a different one. Is it possible to recover upgrade databases on another server by using upgrade command?
Yeah, it's for me.
Yeah.
So technically, yes, because the files that all the status of the upgrade is stored on the server in the folder which is called TMP. If you have a bit of technical skills and you know the Linux world, so basically it's, I think, one, maybe two files within the TMP temporary folder in Linux. You just move those files from your origin server to the server you want, then you run again the upgrade command line, and you would be able to recover the upgrade where it left on the first server. So technically, yes, it's not really meant to do it, but technically it would be possible with a bit of bricolage, I would say. I'm not sure if it's an English word, but yeah, if you play a bit, it should be possible.
A bit of DIY.
Yeah.
The next question is from Jan Meyer. Are there any details on data processing regarding upgrades? Is data processed outside the EU, for example in India? There is no information consent about data processing when uploading. Denny, maybe you can say where the upgrade server is located?
So
And if there's any.
exactly, it's hosted in Belgium within one of the the data center of Google in Saint-Guilain. And even for the support ticket, so for example, when you ask the support to have a look to your database, we do not download the backups on our computer. So for instance, if it's the India service that will handle your database, it's not downloaded in India on their computer. Everything stays on our server. So basically we have two servers, the production server that holds the production platform, and then we have a test server where every employee has an account, and if you want to to inspect the database to solve something, it has to download the database on this copy of the upgrade platform, and everything is done on a test server, and nothing is downloaded on personal computers. So everything stays, every dump stays on servers which are hosted in Belgium exactly.
Okay. I think that was clear enough. The next question is from Omidou. Do you plan in the future to stop major version changes, such as the move from V14 to 15, to favor regular updates, including new features? Example of Office 365 with weekly updates. Denis, what are the long-term plans? We are already moving in that direction on SaaS, but is this something that will happen also for SH on-premise?
No, the SaaS version are meant to be used on the SaaS only. At the moment, we don't have plan to release minor versions on on-premise server or on SH. The minor versions are targeted for the SaaS only. What we can tell is that we will try to make it more often than before. So most likely you would be able to upgrade every 2 months on the SaaS on those minor versions. That's what we call the rolling releases. So basically tiny upgrades that will occur if you want them. If you don't want them, you won't be obligated to do them. But if you want to test the new feature as we release them in those minor versions, you would be able to do it on the SaaS, but it's a SaaS feature only.
Okay, I think that's pretty clear. The next question is from Maurice. How big is the current queue of upgrade requests? So how long does a customer have to wait when we submit the database now and where manual intervention is needed? I guess that's a question for me. At the moment, we do again have a backlog. It happens, unfortunately, every year after the official release of the upgrade path to the new version. We are at the moment dealing with tickets from early December. This will get back to about 4 weeks again until we have time to look at the upgrade project and the ticket. However, from that point onwards, we are quite quick. We are with you, and every subsequent ticket you submit should be resolved fairly quickly because, like I mentioned before, we're now working on a project by project rather than a ticket by ticket basis. It still doesn't allow us to give a concrete answer on how much does the whole process take. I can also only say, so that depends on the particular tickets and how long it takes to resolve a ticket. Most tickets are resolved within a week. There are issues, especially if they pertain to more than just that particular database. If it is maybe a generic issue, more investigation is needed. Often more people need to be involved. Then it can take a couple of weeks, maybe a month to resolve an issue. So a normal upgrade process of a fairly complex database, I would say, takes about 2 months, including testing. At the moment, you would have to add about 4 weeks to that because it will take us a while until we can look at your upgrade project. That is for the moment. Like every year, starting around March, end of March, this is quickly shrinking again, and we will get back to you on tickets within a week. I hope that answers the question. Anything you want to add to that, Denis?
No, I think it was pretty clear.
Okay. Next question comes from, or did we run out of questions, Julie? The question is from Modular. SH question. When migrating from one version to another, 14 to 15, for example, it is not possible to create staging migration branches with the version 15. It's the first part. As a SH project, producing and staging makes hard link to a version 14 branch, I assume. Is that an issue? Because you can import the upgrade version to the version 14 branch, right?
But actually, when you upload a dump on SH, so the upgraded dump on SH, it's supposed to automatically detect the version of the database and to change the branch to the version that has been detected. So basically, if it detects a 15 database in the dump, it will automatically switch the branch to 15 for the standard branches. So for Odoo, Odoo Enterprise, and Odoo TM. For your own code, you should switch yourself and do the adaptation to your custom code if it's needed. And that's why it's done in another branch than the production branch. So you can do the change in this staging branch where you do the change to adapt your code to 15. I'm not sure if it's answered the question, but basically for the standard branches, so Odoo and Enterprise, it would be detected automatically when you upload the dump, the upgraded dump.
And just to add, while it is detected automatically, we had last year the issue, and I'm not entirely sure if it still exists, that in the GUI, even though the new database is already on there and it automatically detected it and you're able to access the upgrade database, the GUI will still list it as a v14 branch or the previous version. This is something the SH team was working on, and I'm not entirely sure if this is resolved yet. So next question comes from Technico ARXY. Do you have any idea when are you able to open the tools that you use to create your scripts? So we can use the same tools with our custom code. That is a question in regards to the answer Denis gave just earlier. Maybe we can park that for a second, as Denis seems to have gone to the door. Julie, can you give me the next question, please, and get back to that one in a second? And okay, so I'm just being told that we only have very technical questions at the moment, which I don't have a clue how to answer them. So let's give it a second to see if Denis comes back or if he has an emergency. In the meantime, I want to maybe quickly tell you about the good to knows and the keep in mind things, which my team also was very keen for me to mention on this call. It's the things that are asked on a regular basis, and the things to keep in mind to have a smooth upgrade. One thing already came up: you can upgrade from any version to any version. So you can upgrade from very old versions to the latest version of Odoo. Another thing is we get often asked, how long will it take to upgrade before the first test upgrade request comes in? Our advice is always, please just submit the first test upgrade. We will be much better able to answer this question once we know if the test upgrade went through or not, and also if it does go through smoothly, which is now the case in 93% of the cases, what issues there might be. After that, we can give you a much better estimate. Only set yourself a deadline for the production upgrade once the testing is completed. While this seems to be an obvious point, often upgrade projects are approached with, okay, we need to get it done by that date. But ideally it should be, or not ideally, yes, it should be the other way around, that the testing process is just being started, and during that phase it is then possible to determine how much longer it might take, and then set the time for the production upgrade. And like I said, ideally only once all the testing is finished.
Yeah,
Denis is back, I just hear. So we go with the next question, which comes from Pierre. Is it possible to specify the target database name? When migrating with customized modules, it can't be used the prod migration because I assume mail servers and crons are activated.
If you use the command line, there is an option for that which is called restore name, and where you can specify the name to which the database will be restored. So with the command line, it's possible. On SH, it's possible as well, as you just upload your dump on a staging branch, which is called something else than the production database. And if you use the database manager, I think it's possible as well. And yes, when you do a test upgrade, the crons and the email servers are automatically disabled, so you shouldn't worry about that. Either the hosting, if it's on-premise, on SaaS or SH, in any of those hosting, the email and the crons are disabled automatically after the upgrade for test upgrades. Of course, for production upgrades, they are still activated, but for test, they are automatically disabled.
Okay. Next question is from Modular. It's again a SH question. When migrating from one version to another, that's a question we wanted to get back to. When migrating from one version to another, for example, 14 to 15, it is not possible to create a staging branch with the version 15. And the second part is, as the SH project, production staging makes hard link to version 14. I think we already answered that.
Yeah, we already answered that by saying that when you upload a dump on SH, it just automatically detects the version. So if you upload a 15 version, it will detect automatically that it's a 15 version, and it will switch the project to 15 automatically.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is from NavyBits. How do we open an upgrade ticket? Is it using the normal support ticket with type upgrade issues on test database? Yes. So you simply go to odoo.com/help and you tick the box that the ticket is related to an upgrade. It will say either in the testing phase or in production. If it is during the testing phase, the ticket will come to us, the upgrade support team. If it is regarding an upgrade related issue, but the custom is already in production, unfortunately, it has to go to the normal support team because we are not able to, we don't interfere in live production databases. Only the support team does that. The fixes we do are specified or customized script changes specific to the customer's database and require another upgrade request for them to be applied, whereas the support team can make changes directly to the database. So if already in production, a normal support ticket should be submitted. Okay, the next question is from Ignacio. With my first question, I was considering this scenario. We have sent to upgrade a database by command after some upgrades, but we realize we have done a big change, for example, uninstall a module. And we want to abort that migration as soon as possible in order to avoid changes in upgrade scripts, as we want still to consider that module. So that was the question where he asked us earlier, how do we quickly notify us? Again, is there a need to quickly notify us? And
yeah, I'm not sure what is the question exactly, but what I have in mind is that, for example, they send the first database dump, then they open the ticket and the support is already began to work on the problem, and then they realize they did something wrong in the database and they want to warn us as fast as possible so we don't spend too much time on that first database. And I guess that's it. And I would say simply, if you open the ticket, just reply in this ticket, and the employee assigned on the ticket will see it and will stop working on your database that you sent, on the request that you sent, if that's what you want. So if the question is, how do I tell to not work on my previous upgrade request anymore, is to simply either open a ticket or reply to the ticket you already opened.
And Ignacio, don't worry, we don't look at the tickets too quickly at the moment. And also, for every failed upgrade request, we are not able to proactively look at every failed upgrade request. you will first have to submit a support ticket and point to the failed upgrade request and that you need support with that before we can look at it. Okay, the next question is from Technico. Do you have any idea when are you able to open the tools that you use to create your script, so we can use the same tools with your custom code? I think this was in regards to the answer you gave earlier that we might open that up.
To reply to the question, do you have an ID? No, I don't have an ID when it will be released. We don't even know if you want to do it. As developers, we want to do it because we know that it's a problem through partners that they want the tools to be able to code their own script, their own upgrade script easily for their custom code. It's still a discussion. I know what I can tell is that we already discussed the details, like how we would do it if we publish it in another GitHub repository or if we provide a zip containing the tools. We already discussed the technical stuff. So what I can tell is that we discuss it. So it's something that we want to do. Now, will it be done in a month, in a year, in 2 years? I just can't say. But you should know that it's something we discuss regularly. We just don't know how to do it yet, but we want to do it.
Okay. The next question is from Thomas Hellman. It's a question related to SH. Is there a way to disable all custom modules on a staging branch if we have lots of them, to have one clean build with a newer version? There's a second part to that, 1 second. Then activating those modules one by one to update them and fix the errors for the newer version. So can it be done all in one go?
There is no such feature in Odoo. So there is nothing meant to disable temporary a module in Odoo. So I would say no. Maybe if you do it with a DIY solution, maybe, and if it's a staging solution, you just uninstall your module one by one, and then you debug. You leave one and you debug it, but it's a bit a DIY solution. So I wouldn't do that. Maybe what you could do is to leave the module installed, but remove the code related to it. So you wouldn't be able to open, for example, the apps related to your custom code, but at least you would be able to test just one module code, and if that's what you want. But if I want to answer this easily, I would say no, there is no such features in Odoo at the moment, and it's not really regarding upgrades. It's not something that which is meant for upgrade. It's something that we would have to do in the standard Odoo code.
Okay, fair enough. The next question is from, just 1 second. Julie is sending me something now. From Ahmed Suleiman. If there's a third-party module added to a previous version and some specific fields relating to that module has data in the database, will this data be seen after upgrade to new version and after adding the custom module latest version?
I'm not sure.
Julie, can you show us the first part once more, please?
Yeah, exactly. I have it on YouTube anyway. Is there a way to disable all custom modules on the staging? No, it's not that one. If
so we have to try to dissect that. I'm not clear what it means, but I guess it's one for you anyway, Daniel.
It's for me, yeah.
Ahmed, maybe you can clarify that a bit, what exactly you mean.
I think that what he's worried about is the fact he could lose the data because the custom code is not there during the upgrade, and he's afraid of losing the data during the upgrade. Yeah. The answer is no, you won't lose the data during the upgrade, because we only remove columns from the database where we know in the standard code we did remove a column within the standard code. For example, if we have a field which is removed from a model from version 14 to version 15, we have a script telling we remove that field, and so you should remove the column. But we don't remove column automatically. So the answer is yes, the data will still be there after the upgrade, even if the custom code is not there. And if within your own custom code you change the name, for example, of a field, we won't do any changes within your column, within your database tables. So it would be up to you to adapt the new, the previous table, the previous columns to the latest version of your module. So we don't touch to be clear, we don't touch the tables and the columns coming from custom module during the upgrade. We don't touch them at all.
Okay. I hope this is what you meant. If not, please just drop us another message. Another question from Munir. Where to find migration templates for partners to be used for an on-premise database? I'm afraid we can't give the upgrade scripts out. I think Denis already mentioned that, and there's also no plans
I'm not even
to
sure
that.
what is I'm not even sure what is a migration template, but I guess it's an example of upgrade script, I would say. And if that's the case, we would do a documentation along the script that we publish, if we publish them someday. So if we publish the tools meant to upgrade, to write upgrade script, we would do a documentation to explain how to use those tools. And so it would be kind of an upgrade script template showing example on how to, for example, rename a field during an upgrade or delete a field during an upgrade, things like that. So I guess it's my understanding of the question. It would be like examples of upgrade script. If we publish the upgrade script tools one day, we will do a documentation to explain those.
Maybe just to add, I'm not sure if it was related at all to that, but often the request for upgrade scripts is due to the customer not wanting that the database leaves their premise. We do provide a service through our custom upgrades team that can upgrade the database directly on the customer's environment. However, that is a paid service, and in order to do that, you would have to go through the account manager and clarify that first. Another question from Pierre actually happened for us during 12 to 15 when accounting was heavily changed. All custom code data related to account.invoice were lost when it changed to account.move.
Okay, so that's for me. I guess I wouldn't say lost, because we left the account invoice table and account invoice line tables intact. So it would still be in the database. And so if indeed when we moved the invoice to account moves, if you add custom code, custom colors and things like that, it would have been fine. It's possible that you had to move yourself the data from those tables, those old previous tables and columns, to the new account move table. Now, in the beginning of the upgrade script from 12 to 13, we didn't do it at all. We didn't try to do automatic upgrade of custom code at all. Then at some point, we tried to move those columns from account invoice automatically to account move, and from account invoice line to account move line. But still, even if we did so, the origin data was still in the database, in the table account invoice and account invoice line, especially for this case where we didn't want to lose the information coming from those tables. So normally, even if we try to move the data from invoice to moves and we did something wrong, the origin data will still be in the previous columns, and we didn't lose anything. No, fine, we didn't lose anything, any data, is we kept this all previous tables as backup. So maybe if you had a problem, it was specific, and it's a specific case, and normally we don't touch custom codes and custom fields at all during the upgrade.
Okay. From what I can see, we have one more question, and it comes from Hilko. What approach would you recommend to have the least upgrade issues year in, year out? For example, no custom code, no on-premise, etc. Well, one of the recommendations is to don't set yourself a deadline before the upgrade, before the testing. A second recommendation would be to make sure that the production upgrade goes through. You do a last test upgrade immediately before the production upgrade, or within the last 48 hours of the production upgrade, so that no more changes by users can affect the upgrade in any way. The question, or the fact that you mentioned no on-premise, I don't think that we would recommend any particular platform in order to have less issues, right, Denny?
No, I wouldn't. What I would say is that you use as much standard features as possible, because sometimes your customer is asking for a feature because it was the way he used to work in his old software. But most of the times, you just adapt the user to Odoo rather than adapting Odoo to the customer. And that's one of the biggest recommendation, is to you use the user to Odoo and not you adapt Odoo to the user. That's what I would recommend. Use as much standard features as possible, and regarding the hosting, it's up to you, but there is no really a recommendation regarding upgrades regarding the hosting.
Okay. Julie, do we still have a question? Let's have a look. I think we're getting to the end. We're also already way over an hour. If you still do want to ask us, please do. But we will also send you in the live chat a link to a Odoo pad where you can ask more questions afterwards. Please also feel free to tell us about, should we do sessions like this more often? Do you find it helpful? Maybe on other topics by other departments. And because we mentioned we do want to make upgrades in 2022 better and easier for especially our partners, please do send us your suggestions in what you think we could do, what would help you. We will take them into consideration. We might not be able to follow all of them, but we will try. If there are no more questions, I think that's it for today. One last one from Mathieu, if I pronounce it correctly. We found some issues with export templates due to missing fields in newer versions. Is this taken into account or specific to our case?
Okay, I can answer that. So basically, the question is, there are like there is like features in Odoo where you can export data within CSV and Excel files, and you can save the list of the fields you want to export. And when we upgrade from one version to another, it's possible then one field which was in one of your favorite lists disappear, is deleted from one version to another, and so the list is broken because of that. Normally, no, we remove automatically the fields which are removed during the upgrade. So for example, if you had, I don't know, a field called description in the previous version, it's gone in the next version, it would be automatically removed from the export list. And so it wouldn't be a problem. You just would have to add back the fields if it's named something else, and if it's not, there is just no point to change it. We just remove it from the list, and that's it. So I know that at some point we didn't do it. So when you opened your export list, it was showing a traceback, but now it's unlet automatically during the upgrade. We just remove the field from the list, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we can have one more question.
from Maurice, another question from Maurice. One more. Can you put your process on how you deal with studio customizations in the upgrade documentation with a bit more details and scenarios? We are actually doing this as we speak. One of my colleagues, Donna, was sitting together with the department which does upgrade or update our documentation, and we added information about studio customizations. The important thing to keep in mind with studio customizations is we only support it if the studio customizations are made using the studio tools and not by adding some code yourself. I think that was quite a good question for the end. That leaves me with saying thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for being an Odoo partner. Like I mentioned before, if you would like to see sessions like this before, give your feedback to your account manager or leave us a comment or give us a thumbs up, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.